Okay, Assalamu alaikum. We will be doing now part number 10 of Online Madrassa Integrated. Okay, this one here is a summary I did of, say, it's all integrated like an artistic way of putting things together so that we can take out the boredom of reading, if we want to put it that way. But it's also to create a little artistic approach to the basics. And here is a summary of the fiqh. What is fiqh? What is fiqh? So al-fiqh is the understanding or comprehension of the practice of Islam, and this along divine guided instructions or awamir of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Awamir, this is like the guidance. The fiqh, what is fiqh? Is the understanding or the comprehension of the practice of Islam along divinely guided instructions, the awamir of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now how does it do it? That is the Sharia. Now the Sharia is like, it means a water hole. It also means, now sometimes it is translated as the canon of law, but that's more an English kind of British approach to it. It's more of a guidance. Now, when you translate something as law, it means that the one, if you break the laws, that somebody suffers. But Allah doesn't suffer. It's more of a guidance. Allah guides us. If we do wrong, we only suffer ourselves. So it's actually the spring or of sustaining or staying pure and godly. The law of success, if one can put it that way in our terms, or the way to success, or the guidance towards success in this world and in the hereafter. So basically the fiqh or the Sharia can be seen as the science of happiness, the science of real happiness in this world and in the life hereafter. So now the fiqh, basically you have certain features of what is the arkan, and we did come across that. What are the principles that will allow us for the calmness and peace to acquire that? Because Islam is about, how do you acquire peace of mind? How do you acquire peace of body and mind and soul? What are the principles that brings you to that particular calmness, that trust? So rukun basically is the plural of rukun is arkan. The rukun means that on which something is dependent for calmness, for trust, for support, and the principles of calmness. So this is another way of looking at the arkans of Islam, as we call it, is the principles that would bring us calmness and peace, bring us towards Islam. It's not the kind of legalistic approach that many of the presentations relates to, the halal and haram, and just do this and do that. It breaks the beauty of the guidance that Allah is giving us and the mercy that Allah has towards us in guiding us. So the arkans, and this is basically, these are the principles by which a Muslim live by. They live a balanced life based on the rukun, or the principle, or the plural of the arkan, that which is something that is dependent for happiness, the things for calmness, etc. These are the things that we can do. So we ask the question is, so how do Muslims then keep their devotion or ibadah sincere? Basically on the principles of the arkans of Islam, the principles or the features. They keep their bodies clean. It's a very important feature, because cleanliness, we know cleanliness is next to godliness. They keep their bodies clean from impurities, so tahara, seeking by Allah protection and safety by cleaning the body, the private parts, after releasing themselves in the toilet, etc. After sex, they keep themselves clean so that shaitan does not take over. And that was istinja, means to seek protection for Allah. Through istinja, meaning to keep yourself, to ask Allah for protection by cleaning yourself. So tahara, a main feature to keep yourself away from the bad things, is to have wudu, to be in a state of cleanliness through ghusl, which is the bath, and istinja, which is the cleansing the self after going to the toilet. In this way you keep the shaitan at bay, because shaitan loves filth, he loves dirt. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, if you want to stay safe from him, is keep yourself clean in word, mind, body, and in every place that you are. So don't eat and talk or move freely during your salah, and you cannot do that, because that is your 5 times prayer. That is like, because when you pick up your takbiratul ihram, you say Allahu Akbar, then everything that is normal, like eating, moving and sleeping, etc., becomes haram. That is what takbiratul ihram. You praise Allah, and now you go into another zone. Not if Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in one narration of a hadith translated, if people would see what is happening between the person standing and his place where he's going to make sujood, he will take 40 years before he will pass that particular spot. People just walk sometimes in front of a person's salah. If Allah, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam related to have said, if you can see the dimensions of things in that space, you would never walk past a person who's salah, in the sense of between his head and the place where he's going to sujood. You will stand there for 40 years. So, and then also you don't eat during the month of Ramadan, and you sure not to use obscene language, etc., during Hajj, etc., in your pilgrimage to Mecca. So those basic principles is taking us to the necessity for the Sharia, which is the guidance, and the fiqh, which is the understanding of how to practice Islam and keep oneself pure and as close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we know then that if we remember Allah all the time, then Allah will grant us lots of forgiveness, and Allah will give us enormous amount of reward. And the same word that is used to tell us that we must be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us, or that word reminds us that of another word which indicates that we mustn't be rude or obnoxious or use foul language, etc. So it's very important to keep ourselves pure in our words, because words are sounds and it creates other features. So now how to serve or worship or deify, how do the Muslims show the ibadah, that they are in ibad, that they adore Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? They do that they perform ibadah. So what is ibadah? Is the plural of doing good things. It's the plural, ibadah, right? So the abd, the one who adores Allah, he salah, he gives zakah, he fasts, he sawm during the month of Ramadan, he performs hajj, pilgrimage to the holy Kaaba in Mecca, and you hear the word Mukarrama. Mukarrama means a noble city. Makkatul Mukarrama. This is how a Muslim constantly keep in contact with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the exalted. It means exalted Muslim ways. And this is the way to remember Allah. So that dhikr means to remember Allah. Dhikrullah, the remembrance of Allah. Always remembering Allah. And it means that we remember of the day or the moment we were created, where we saw Allah, and now we are in this world, which is a lower heaven, and we are constantly then trying to get back to that remembrance, or that knowledge, that witness that we already witnessed that Allah existed from the beginning of time. We just forgot the moment our soul entered the body. So let's explain the al-kalimat, the kalima, the three. Explain the al-kalimat the Kalima, all the Kalimas, Al-Kalima, Al-Kalima, the Kalima, the Kalimat, so there's many, and the Kalima to Shahada. So there are actually, that is now what we would do, the three Kalimat. What are the three Kalimat? Announcements that one makes. The first one is the Kalimatul Tayyibah. Tayyibah, that is like the announcement of La ilaha illallah. There is no God except Allah. Okay? Then you get the Kalimatul Tawheed. La ilaha illallah. Wahdahu la sharika lah. There is no God except Allah, and he has no associates for him. Right? له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. وهو على, I did it like in let me just check out. وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت. So that is the Kalimat Tawheed. Sorry about the focusing now. That is the announcement of the oneness of Allah. So what does it mean? La ilaha illallah. There is no God except Allah. Wahdahu is one. La sharika lah. He has no associate for him. Lahul mulku. To him belongs the kingdom. Walahul hamd. And to him belongs all praise. Yuhyi, he is the giver of life. Wa yumit, and he is the causer of death. So that is the second kalima, if one can put it that way. Now the third one, the kalima tamjid, that is the announcement of praise. That is the Subhanallah, glory be to Allah, walhamdulillah, and praise is for Allah, wa la ilaha illallah, and there is no God except Allah, wallahu akbar, and he is greater than everything. Wala hawla, and there is no might or ability or chance. Wala quwwata, and there is no power. Illa billah, except by or with Allah. Il aliyu, he is the exalted. Azim, he is the sublime or the magnificent. Now this work, basically I've taken the words and looked at the manual of prayer and fasting by Sheikh Fakir, then the Al-Mufida from Sheikh Amin Fakir, and then obviously the Arabic that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us to actually go and look at the meanings, etc. So these are the basics that I try to put together of the fiqh features. And so let's look at, we did the three, let's look at the if one just look at the kalima. So the kalima basically is a brief announcement, right, of the evidence of one's belief in the oneness, the truth and the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is what makes you a Muslim. If you accept that, La ilaha illallah, and you accept also Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is that Muhammad is his final messenger. So that is the testimony or the evidence or the witness, which is the kalima. Now let's look at at the it's losing its focus here. The practice of Islam should make a Muslim joyful. So a Muslim is joyful, yes, and he expresses it in the manner of praising Allah. And he is joyful during the two Eids, which is the Eid al-Fitr and the Eid al-Adha and the Yawm al-Jumu'ah, which is more valuable than both Eids together, as some of the ulama teaches us from the work of and the statements of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So let's look at now. What is Iman? I have to stop here because this camera is going out of focus. So what is Iman? We'll have to take this on to another video. Okay, shukran. Assalamu alaikum. Sorry about that.